What is up, people? This is your boy Chaz here with another edition of All Types of Idol, the late edition. I had no internet for a couple of days, and trust me, I was stressing out because I wanted to post this video as quick as possible, but that wasn't the case. But anyway, I'm here now. That's the most important thing, and you're probably wondering what I thought about this week's show. So the newly crowned top 12 get to perform live on the big stage for the first time. And boy, I know there were nerves, and it's not going to be any easier because they have big shoes to fill. They have to fill the shoes of Mick Jagger and the Rolling Stones. Give me that, have a chicken cluck dance. Yeah, that was some of Mick's patented moves. So the first contestant to sink their teeth into the Stones is Mr. Michael Lynch, and he decided to sing Miss You. And I thought that it was a good song choice. I really loved the arrangement. It reminded me of something Stevie Wonder would do, you know? I thought he did a solid job on the vocals. I feel like he tries too hard performing, you know? I think he needs to be a little bit more real. I kind of agree with Simon when he said that he performs kind of corny. It's just because he pushes too much. Instead of it just really just coming out from the words that he's singing, he's just like overdoing it with energy. So if he pulls it back just a little tiny bit, finesse that, I think, you know, he's gonna be dynamite, you know? No way is Mike going home anytime soon. So I thought it was a great way to start the show. Next up was Dee Dee Benami, and she decided to sing Playing with Fire. And I thought she did a bang up job. I really like the arrangement on this one too, slowed down. And the fact that she sang with such intensity and such darkness, it showed a whole new side of her, and I love it. She's like the Brooke White that you wanted to see but couldn't because Brooke White was afraid to go to the dark side. Dee Dee isn't, and I love her for it. Even though she did flub a couple of lines, she recovered nicely. I thought that was a great, solid job. And the song actually showed off her range more. I wish she can pick songs that allow her to do that more. I'm loving Dee Dee. She's coming back. Yes. Now one more week, Dee Dee, so that way you can make the top 10 and I can finally watch you in concert. Next up was Casey James, and he decided to sing It's All Over Now. And I wouldn't have suggested picking that song just because it's bad juju on Idol. But you know what? Homie was rocking the guitar, and he was bringing back to his old roots of this blues kind of dirty country rocker. I'm loving it. I thought it was a good song choice for him. He sang it solidly. Again, the only problem is I could see that at any bar. I have agreed with Simon once again. He's too in this minefield right here. He needs to perform out here and not in here. So I do agree with Simon on that. But I give him kudos for playing the guitar so well and at the same time not forgetting his vocals, which is something that I was irritated about in I Don't Wanna Be. So Casey's coming back for me. Casey's coming back for me. Next up was Lacey Brown, and she decided to do Ruby Tuesday. I gotta say, the first half of that with the string quartet, I thought was beautiful. That first part, beautiful. Beautiful. But then as she started walking around, I wasn't feeling it as much. Again, I think it was one of Lacey. Next up is Lacey the... Next up is Lacey the Fairy Brown. Next up is Lacey Brown, and she decided to sing Ruby Tuesday. And again, one of those songs that has bad juju because it says Goodbye Ruby Tuesday. Okay. It made me hungry for a burger, you know what I'm saying? And correct me if I'm wrong, I believe she sang the chorus version of it because it's kind of Irish sounding, you know? Kind of like ABBA or the chorus did it. I really like the strings in the beginning. I'm not too sure about the arrangement afterwards, but I really like the beginning and how it started off with the strings. I thought Lacey sang it well in the first part, but then as it went on, I felt like she was not reaching to the higher notes. I thought she was just under the note. So all in all, I thought she was only okay. One thing that also was irked about her vocals, it reminded me a lot a lot of Cyndi Lauper this week. I don't know why. And her look too. So everything about it kind of reminds me of the Chords meet Cyndi Lauper, which is kind of okay, you know. Not something I would listen to on a daily basis. Next up was Andrew Garcia, and he decided to come out without the guitar and sing Give Me Shelter. Now, this is the point of the show where I'm cringing, because this dude, as much as I love his voice, the whole time, or most of the time, he was just underneath the pitch. And it annoyed me because I had high hopes for Andrew, but I'm sorry, this was terrible. I did not like it at all. The arrangement I couldn't care for. It just felt like Andrew is not putting himself in the song, like he's half-hearted the song. And I agree with Kara. Screw Simon. You need to be literal or know what the song is about, you know? So if you don't know what the song's about, how the hell are you gonna connect it to you? Alright? So I think Simon should really shut up. Really, Simon. Andrew should be in the bottom 3 for that one. I'm just sorry. He needs a wake-up call badly, or else he's not going to make tour. Next up was Katie Stevens. She decided to take on Wild Horses, which is a big risk, knowing that Susan Boyle got famous for this song. I gotta say, even though she's no Susan Boyle, I gotta tell you, this is Katie's best performance to date. I really think this was a great song choice for her. Those choruses were great and much in her range. It showed off her voice more. And in the verses, it was a little pitchy in spots, you know, kind of flat. But you know what? I think she really worked it out with the changes that she'd done to the song. And I thought she did a decently good job, enough to prove why she's in the top 12. I was also impressed by her little mini makeover. I mean, the dress I liked, but the hair, I'm sorry, I was reminded of Captain McPhee and Haley Scarnotto. Did they reuse their extensions and put it on Katie? I fear for Katie because she's 17 years old, so have that sexy hair, yeah. Next up was Tim Urban, and he did a dubified version of Under My Thumb. And I gotta admit, I actually kind of like this, you know? I kind of disagree with the judges. I think that the reggae version could work. When I heard this, all I could think about of how Sting would do this, you know? Because Sting kind of had like that reggae vibe too, somewhat, you know? And Sting has an incredible voice. Now, while Tim Urban is no Sting and, you know, don't really care for his voice, I thought he did a decent job, you know? I feel like Tim is really showing off his artistry, and it's something that is a different side of him, so I'm glad that he's really showing this side. Next up is Siobhan Magnus, and she decided to sing one of my favorite Rolling Stones songs of all time, Painted Black. And I'm so glad that she handled this song well, because I really thought she did the song justice. I absolutely loved it. The arrangement was something out of a Tim Burton movie. You know, it was like a little Jack in the Box that you crank and you're kind of afraid of what's going to happen, what's going to pop out. So many different textures and tones to this. She started off soft, and then when it gets to the heavier parts, you can hear the darkness behind her. Oh. And don't even get me started where she held her notes and screamed. Now, here's the thing about the scream. I thought that was very impressive. Nowhere near it's the best note held, though. Just because of the fact that at the end she was starting to crack. But still, for someone to actually attempt it and do it as well as she did, but still, despite the little vocal hiccups, I really loved that rendition. And for me, Siobhan just became my new favorite. She out-trumped Dee Dee, and now I'm thinking Siobhan is going to win. I still love you, Dee Dee, but Siobhan just stole my heart of the night. I thought it was the best performance by far, best performance so far this season. Wow, Lee has a tough act to follow, and it kind of sucks it's him because he's already riddled with nerves, so you can only imagine. But Lee Wise decided to sing Beast of Burden, and he slowed down the arrangement, and I swear this guy reminds me more and more and more of Dave Matthews, because the tone was really apparent in here. There's something like David Matthews would sing. Did David Matthews really cover this song? Because it sounded like it was something that he did. But anyway, I thought this is the best vocal he's done so far. Again, like, he's a little too safe and a little too hesitant, you know. The thing that is really standing in his way, just like Alex Lambert, is his nerves, because he needs to believe that he's really good. He really does. And because I really love his tone, you know, but he's he loses his pitch like every once in a while. So once he conquers that nerves, it's good. I don't think that he's a hard rocker at all. Honestly, I really feel him in this kind of route of the Rob Thomas, Dave Matthews route. I don't think he's really a hard rocker. So this acoustic kind of vibe fits him.